Now for our highest award of the evening, the Darl Andersen Award. As many of you who have been a part of this event and this organization for quite a while, you know that Darl personified the truth of the Golden Rule every day of his life. He left a legacy with his family of the importance of the Golden Rule, and because of that, each year, someone from his family is here with us to present the award named after him. This year, we're happy to have Lee Andersen, grandson of Darl Andersen. Lee, come to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. What a privilege and an honor it is to be with you, and particularly to talk about my grandfather, who was a special, special man. And I would like to share a few thoughts and words with you about him. It is often said that a man will be known by the fruits of his labors. While my grandpa Darl didn't have much to show on paper, he truly was a man who lived his life full of happiness, service, and love. You see, he grew up on a small farm in Verdun, New Mexico, with the modest possessions he had. After his father had passed away from cancer at an early age, Grandpa assumed the responsibility of caring for his 6 younger siblings and consequently managing the affairs of the family farm. He later made the difficult decision to move his family to Mesa, where they permanently settled after leaving much behind. This certainly wasn't easy, but Grandpa understood the importance of looking out for others. These experiences challenged him to reach forward with faith and optimism. He dedicated his life to helping others find true happiness and sharing that happiness through service and common ground. One of the fondest memories of Grandpa that I have was when he would ask me, "Lee, are you happy?" Without hesitation, I would nod yes, after which he would respond, "Good, because that means you're smart too." Grandpa taught me an important principle during that time. It was that although happiness was a choice from within, it could be shared and given to others through small acts of kindness and love. Treating others with care and respect will go a long way in making the world a better place. Just last month, Grandpa would have turned 100 years old. We celebrated his life with most of his 55 grandchildren in attendance. There were many pictures, life sketches, stories, and other personal items that reminded all of us of how special our grandfather was. In the midst of all the celebration, I couldn't help but notice a table full of the Golden Rule bumper stickers, as well as the Arizona Golden Rule license plate. I remember vividly Grandpa placing bumper stickers across the back of his car, including one across the brim of his hat. He displayed these stickers with pride and wanted all to know that this simple phrase could indeed change the world. For those of you who don't know, my grandfather was instrumental in bringing the Golden Rule message to the forefront in Arizona. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Grandpa not only preached it, he lived it too. Doing good in the world goes a long way in creating happiness for all mankind. In my mind, Grandpa's fruits of his labors have forever changed the hearts of many of us here tonight. The Golden Rule continues to be shared and reflected in all societies and cultures and will forever be a means of happiness for all to enjoy. Thank you, Grandpa Darl Andersen, for your tireless example and effort in bringing us together tonight. May we all live the Golden Rule and strive to be a better people. Thank you.
I believe that it's time that you were introduced to the recipient of this final award of the evening, and will do so only with your attention to the screens.
So I'm going to tell you how the Learning Lounge began. And it began with Alhambra High School. Alhambra High School is 0.2 miles down the road. An incredible school. They have a dynamic leader, they have incredible faculty and staff, and they have a very diverse student population.
And so we started to think about their situation and then ours. You know, we've got 16,000 students on our campus. Their average incoming GPAs are 3.6. They're smart kids, and they're the kind of students that want to give and help and be significant. And so the combination of those two things could be very powerful. You know what we'd like to do, what we'd like to suggest is that we'll set up a learning lounge on the west side of our campus. And it'll be available between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock every day. And so any student that wants to, when school's over, can walk across the street and can spend as much time in that lounge as they want, and they can get help with anything that they want.
Initially, we talked about helping our students who had some academic gaps, and it's really evolved beautifully to now really open to all students. It's really been a huge reason why we've been able to make such an important shift from just graduation as an outcome to now graduating prepared for college, university.
Over 6,000 have been served over the last 3 years. And they come from 55 different high schools, although some of them now are coming from elementary schools. Our students got so excited about their investment in this project because of the real results it's producing, that they said, why don't we open the lounge on Saturdays? And so we now open it from 10 o'clock to 6:30 on Saturdays, and the people in the neighborhood are bringing their elementary school kids, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders who want to get a jump start on creating really strong academic foundation so they can be successful in high school and have the potential to go to college.
And I think that's a luxury of Grand Canyon University and really what we've embedded. We have this social responsibility to give back under our guidance and leadership of Brian Mueller. He wants us to serve and support and be that catalyst of change in the community. And this was just a great opportunity to show how we love to serve and provide something for students here in our community.
It started small with 20 of our students involved, but it exploded in the last couple years. This year when we started the school year, we now have 1,200 students that are offering one-on-one tutoring and mentoring to 55 different schools in our neighborhood. So many of these kids are inner city kids who don't get any additional help. Now they have the opportunity to get help from college students and to spend 7, 8, 9, 10 extra hours every single week getting an A in algebra instead of a C in algebra.
My favorite thing from the Learning Lounge is getting the ability to help the students and seeing how thankful they are when you help them after a session. Every time I tell them that I know what they're going through, first of all, because I went to Alhambra High School, and they're like, you went to Alhambra? I'm like, yes. They look at me with amazement.
We've been asked many times, what is the result of this? Students who felt, I may not be able to graduate from high school, are now coming to the lounge, and these students are beginning to transform their thought of, not only am I going to graduate from high school, but I'm going to go to college, I'm going to get a degree, and I'm going to come back to this community, and I'm going to get a job here, which is really profound. I think it goes without saying, Brian Mueller is a visionary. He is a leader. Everything we do on this campus, he personally has his heart and his hand on. And I can't imagine this award going to anybody but him.
When our students come and drive through this neighborhood 5 to 10 years from now, would be very proud to say, you know, I was a student at Grand Canyon when this transformation took place. And I experienced what it was like to participate in partnerships that transformed a community and brought prosperity to it, and all in the name of reaching out to our community, loving our neighbor as ourselves, and that being the motivation behind all this.
The head antelope, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Mueller.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I accept that only on the behalf of our leadership team, our faculty, our staff, and our students. I want to tell just a quick story. We have almost 18,000 students on our campus now, and they come from Chandler and Gilbert and Mesa and Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. They come from Cherry Creek, Colorado, and Orange County, California, and most of them come from families where they have two parents who graduated from college, and they're tremendous students, and we're so grateful for them. But we live in a neighborhood that has thousands of immigrants in it. They come from Africa, they come from Central America, and they come from Mexico. And we talk about social justice, and we talk about inequality, and we just have to start doing more about it. And so Joe is correct that through Joe, we started this Learning Lounge 3 years ago. Started slow, but it's exploded. We have 1,200 kids now that pour into the neighborhood after school, and then we have kids from the neighborhood that pour onto our campus. And it's just a college junior sitting with a high school sophomore for 7 or 8 or 9 or extra hours a week, really mastering school. And developing a different vision for their life and what they can do. Most of these kids come from great families, but they don't have parents who can help them with algebra. Many of them are working 2 full-time jobs at minimum wage. We got so excited about this that we invited 100 companies to our campus 2 years ago. We raised $350,000 talking about the program. We matched $350,000, which gave us the money to award 100 full tuition scholarships to kids that came to the lounge for more than 100 hours, got a 3.5 GPA or higher, and were recommended by a group of our students. They are now... They are now on our campus. They've made it through the first semester. They're into the second semester. So we took a bunch of them and we loaded them into a big white limousine and we brought them here tonight. Would you stand up, please? Would the kids stand up, please? Thank you very much. I'm telling you, if you could get to know these kids, they come from 3.8, 3.9, 4.0 GPAs. They come from North High School, Maryvale High School, Alhambra High School, and Franklin High School, others in our neighborhood. We had another fundraiser 4 weeks ago. We raised another $350,000. We matched $350,000. We've just awarded the second 100 scholarships. Those kids will start in the fall. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I have an audience, so I'm going to do it anyway. 200 is going to be fantastic. We're shooting for a 100% graduation rate, but our goal is 800. I need to raise between $3 and $4 million on an annual basis, which I am going to do, and we are going to get 800 kids from our neighborhood on a full tuition scholarship. Now, each one, I want to tell you about the golden rule. Each one of those students owes 100 hours back in the lounge tutoring the next generation of kids, and they're doing that now. The neighborhood is going to get transformed. It's going to be a middle-class neighborhood. It's going to be a middle-class neighborhood because of our students and these students taking the golden rule really seriously. And so I will accept this award, but only on the behalf of our faculty, staff, and these students who are going to do great things in our neighborhood going forward. Thank you very much.
I'm the little one down here. Brian Mueller.